What's happening, guys? I'm N64Josh, and we're going to do pre-stream story time. Now, this is going to end up on YouTube, so you might be seeing it there after the fact, but this is what I do before I start my streams, which happen daily at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, at least Monday through Thursday. Fridays is kind of an all-day thing, most of the time. Just kind of depends, but... So if you want to come hang out live, it's twitch.tv/N64Josh. This is just going to be our new pre-stream ritual. Okay, so it's Wednesday, so I figured, hey, you know what? Let's look at a NES game since it's Wednesday Day, right? So I'm gonna go into my collection and I'm going to grab a game at random, and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it now. This one here is Super Mario and Duck Hunt, right? Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. Now, a lot of people, at least that are my age, started my age, a little older, a little younger. This is kind of where it began, right? I mean, I of course started on the Atari, but this was my first game right here. These two games were my first games. Christmas, I believe 1987. Okay, I'm looking at chat right now. They're saying the OG of my gaming life. Mel says the holy cart. Delmonic says the value in that cart, right? So, there's a lot tied to this, right? Christmas morning. Some of you guys know this story, right? If you've been following me for a while, you've heard this before. If not, this will be the first time you've heard it. Christmas morning. We would always do Christmas with my parents that morning, right? Obviously. And then my mom's side of the family, her sister and her mom would come over Christmas Day, and we would do like breakfast and then gifts. And then that evening we would go over to, depends, sometimes we'd go to my dad's mom's house, or they would come to our place because we had a decent sized place that could fit everybody. And I'm part of a pretty big family. So here I am, Christmas morning. I can remember looking out the window and seeing my aunt and uncle and my grandmother walking in, and they have a big box, right? They have a big box. Of course, this has got my attention, right? This big box has got my attention. So immediately it gets it kind of gets leaned up behind the tree a little bit. And I'm pumped. I'm hoping it says to Josh, right? That's what I mean. That's every kid, right? I'm like 6, right? I'm like, please say to Josh. Well, it doesn't say to Josh. It says to family. And immediately my hopes and dreams are dashed, and I'm like, oh, this isn't anything good. It's probably a board game. The year prior they had gotten me I think I don't even remember what they were called. Like it was a little like remote control car set. You had to build the track, and then you'd set the cars in the track. They had a little metal, I don't know, it was like a little conductor basically, and you had the trigger, and you would pull. I don't know if they were called stock cars or whatever. I can't remember. Slot racers, slot cars. There you go. Yeah. So they got me one, but it was Transformers. I've since looked it up on eBay. It's worth a fortune. I wish I still had the thing. Like the cars, like you could make them transform and go around the track, and it all glowed in the dark. I had those glow in the dark pieces under my bed for years. They were always they're probably still, now that place burned, so they're probably gone now. But anyway, so here comes another big box. I'm thinking, oh, it's probably me again. Maybe another track, something. Well, my aunt had seen me play Nintendo for the first time that year, that summer. Her stepson had brought the NES and Zelda to my grandma's house where we would swim on a lake. And I just wanted to play. As soon as I touched the controller and saw what was happening on the screen, it was game over. Like I was locked, right? And she saw that, and so fast forward, Christmas morning, everybody opens, and they're like, oh, here's the family gift. Kids, sit down. And they put this thing on my lap, right? I'm clueless. I'm not even, I don't even think I asked for this or anything, because I was so into my action figures and that kind of stuff. But, man, I start pulling that wrapping paper back, and the gray zapper, okay, the gray zapper. I know Mel's like orange zapper, but the gray zapper. I see this, right? And I'm like, I can't believe it. I'm like beside myself. I'm so excited. My sisters were kind of like, oh, cool, and went back to their Barbies. And I was like, Dad, we got to hook this up right now. He's like, we got to eat first. I'm like, no, we don't. We don't have to eat. Literally the longest meal I've ever eaten in the history of meals, trying to get my dad to hook this up so that I could begin this adventure with Mario and, to start shooting ducks. And chat right now is saying orange, gray, hey, I got a couple of both, right? So we're good. My buddy, my best friend growing up, he had the orange one. So we kind of were like, I don't even think it wasn't even really like a competition, or we didn't even debate it. It was just like together we completed that the Zapper collection, all 2 guns. But that's kind of how we looked at it. So real quick though, interesting thing about this cart, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can probably. It looks like you can. There's actually blue lines on the sticker. Let's see, my hand. There we go. On the sticker. And this turns out to kind of be an interesting print. There's a handful of different runs, right? And I happened to notice this, and then I started Googling it, and I actually found that there was a YouTube video kind of discussing like, yeah, there's some different runs of these. Some of them are all black. This one, you can see the blue coming through the side. And so I have a couple of these in my collection because they're all different, the ones that I have. I had to get the individual carts as well. I saw somebody in chat mentioning that, where I have just Mario and I have just Duck Hunt. But this, I mean, I put some time into this, right? I put a lot of time into this. But so Christmas, we finally get it hooked up. I can't get past World 1, 2, right? I'm dying. World 1, 2. Fast forward to that evening, and I know as a little kid, I was bouncing back and forth between Mario and Duck Hunt. Like it was just back and forth. And I'm sure my sisters tried a little bit. And my dad probably played a little bit, but I remember that evening. I talk about this in my book too. So some of you guys are going to kind of know this if you've read the book, but my uncle was over. He was like 87. So he was like 18, 19. And he's the guy that got me hooked on gaming, just hooked on games. And he's flying through these levels, and I can't get past 1, 2. I'm actually in tears because I'm so mad that I want to rescue this princess, right? I want to get to the end. I want to see this princess, and I can't do it. And he tells me, you got to just enjoy the journey, bro. Right? We're sitting crisscross applesauce, tears in my eyes. And he's like, hey, just enjoy the journey. So, that's something that kind of just has rung, true with me through many different situations through life. But man, so many memories with this. Like I mentioned, my best friend, we would play this for hours and hours and hours. I talked about it recently on one of the podcasts, or no, it's a podcast coming up that we're going to be doing. But when the sequel to this came out, I'm going to definitely have some stories with that one. But man, we absolutely loved Mario. We would play so often. And guess what? I never played as Luigi. I'm sure some of you guys in chat are super surprised by that, but he was always Luigi. I'm like, nope, I gotta be player one. And so, anybody that knows, if they've seen me play Mario Kart, Smash, Mario Tennis, anything, right? It's always Mario. It's always been that way. Like Mario Golf, Mario, right? It doesn't matter. I've always had to be player one. That's just me. Thankfully, he was cool with that. We didn't really have any fights about it. He's just like, whatever, so, but yeah, even just holding this thing in my hand, I can't, the countless times I probably blew into this cart trying to get it to work in the system, right? We all did. That's just what you did. That's what you did to get these things, get these things working. So, funny thing with this, if I turn this game on now and I'm anywhere like if my mom's hanging out or, if I just turn the music on, she just it is so soothing to her, and it just takes her back to a time of just everything being her kids being little, that kind of stuff. And it's just funny to me because she never really played, right? And I didn't even think she really was like really, paying that much attention, but just I can remember specifically like fall evenings where she's making dinner, the windows in the kitchen are all steamed up, and I would just be, trying to rescue the princess, just going for it in the living room, and she would just be cooking and just love listening to me play. Okay, I can't promise you, but there is video footage of me playing this game as a little kid, and I'm not even sure, like, I don't even know what I was doing. At one point, I like put the controller in one hand and like apparently didn't die, and then went back to it like I was trying to dodge something. So I don't know. My voice, it sounds like I was sucking helium. So if I can find this, I will definitely share it with you guys. But it's like on a VHS tape. So you know the struggle if you know if you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, this has been just kind of our pre-stream like little mini daily vlog. We're just gonna talk about old games. I'm gonna keep going into my collection, and if you enjoyed this, let me know in chat. If you're watching this after the fact on YouTube, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much, and we're gonna get to some Smash Bros now on stream. So thanks, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Bye now.